guys, and welcome to the show Maraha on Sunday the 30th of May on this absolutely glorious evening here in Dublin. First we're going to talk about today's long slow run. Absolutely glorious conditions running out the promenade in Clontarf. Did 12 miles, that was the target, to hit 12 miles today in whatever time it took. I ended up running around 7:40 average pace for the 12 miles, which is slightly faster than what I have been doing recently. And it wasn't because I pushed the pace, it was just what felt good at the time. The heart rate was in the 130s, just tipped into the 140s later in the run, which is I'm happy with. And when I'm training for a marathon, I would always throw in a couple of faster miles on my long slow run. And what I did was when I got to 10 miles, the 11th mile, I upped the pace and I ran like a 6:51 for the mile. And the really satisfying thing was I was able to do it comfortably. Heart rate went up to about 153, which I'm really happy with. It didn't go up near the 160s, which is great. So everything points towards my fitness improving the whole time gradually, just the way I wanted to, just gradual increments that I'm getting better and better. So I ended up doing the 12 miles, just over about an hour and 32 minutes. The thing today that was really tough was the heat. So it was looking at getting up around 20 degrees here in Dublin, and I felt every bit of it, especially on the way back up Clontarf with the wind at my back. When on the way out with the wind in my face, kept you nice and cool. On the way back, it was tough, but very, very enjoyable, and easier on the body compared to the last couple of weeks. So I'm acclimatizing to get into that longer distance. Last time I ran 12 miles was the beginning of December. And then took a break for a couple of weeks after that to try and get the body right and started back from scratch in January. So it's taken me from January to now to get 12 miles. So it's all in the plan. It's all just build very gradually. So back to fitness this week. We had the 3K time trial with Crusaders AC on the track in Irishtown. Some of you may have already seen the video I put up of the race. So let's have just a little talk through the time trial. So hooked up with my training partner of recent times, Brian, to do a bit of dynamic and some strides before the race. Now, for the first couple of laps with the really heavy rain, I was hitting around 91 seconds per lap, and I built up a decent lead of maybe 30 meters. And as the rain stopped, then I actually got a little bit faster and started hitting about 89 per lap. Near the end, then I could see I was being challenged. I could hear it in the puddles I was being challenged. So I gave it a good go on the last lap and hit a 79 second for the last 400 meters. So really happy all in all. So as you can see from the time trial or the race, whatever you want to call it, I was wearing the ASICS Meta Racer. Now previously when I'd worn this shoe, it had left me sore. The first time, I think it was my knees, and the second time it was just the bottom of my shin. So I was kind of a little bit apprehensive, but the thing was, when I'd ran in the shoe, I'd really enjoyed it. So this is a track racer, so what's the point in getting it if you're not going to try it on the track? So I ran the race in the shoe, and it was fabulous, I have to say. Very smooth. Made it easy. That's what I'd always say about these carbon plated shoes. It makes running that little bit easier. And the thing I'm starting to come to think is the main thing is the better your technique is, it seems maybe the better the technology is going to work for you. I found it very smooth. Like I said, first 4 or 5 laps, I was very comfortable. It was only the last couple of laps that I really started to have to work for it. But all in all, I have to say I was really happy with how the Meta Racer performed on the night. I reckon I was looking at maybe running 11:15, 11:10, 11:15, and I got just under 11. So I put that down to the shoe rather than me. So thank you, shoe. So going forward from myself in my training, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing and building on it. I have signed up for a half marathon on the 20th of June out in Ratoath. I have got the dates from my county road races. I think it's July 16th is my county senior road race, which is a 10k road race. And my ambition would be to try to be in some way reasonable shape to run that race. Like when there's races there on offer, like you can't turn them down. People might say, "Oh, I'm not in great shape. I'm not running." No, you have to run these races. You can use these races to help yourself get back into shape as well. My long-term goal is London in October, so everything between now and then is just a stepping stone, and I have to take advantage of every opportunity that presents itself to me. So I'll have that senior road race, and then there's a Masters road race in August as well, which is a 6K road race. So I will look to run that as well. Dublin gradeds have been announced now, unfortunately, for people around the country. They're saying that only people from clubs in Dublin will be able to enter the events, which I don't know, there wouldn't be a huge amount coming up the country, but look, they've obviously have protocols to follow, so I'm not going to argue with that. But it'll be disappointing for a lot of track guys from around the country who would have always ran and supported the Dublin gradeds. On the national scene, there was the Irish Milers Club in Belfast this weekend, which gladly had its European certificate reinstated. So any of the athletes competing would get points towards Tokyo, which is extremely important. Uh, Irish Milers Club is an absolutely fantastic organisation. It's ran on a voluntary basis, and all the people in Belfast, as far as I know, it's all voluntary. So these people are putting huge amounts of their time into putting on what turned out to be a world-class event. We had Phil Healy running the 400 metres and down near 51 seconds, which is an absolutely super time. We had Hinko Tanaso from DSD running 13:36 in the men's 5K, which is an absolutely fantastic time. It was great to watch because Brian Fay paced him for most of it, but he ran the last couple of laps solo, and to think that he could run that fast that way, if it was a more competitive race, he could even have ran even faster. In the ladies 800 meter race, you had Alexandra Bell from the UK who ran 1:58, and then we had Georgie Hartigan, who just narrowly missed out on sub 2, and then Louise Shanahan from Leevale, who ran a super 2:01. I mean, like, that's a world class race. You'd see that at Diamond League, you'd see those kind of times, so fair play to him. Now, granted, on the day, the commentary was saying that the conditions are absolutely perfect, but you still have to go out and run the time. It doesn't matter how good the conditions are if you're not good enough to run the time. Also, we had in the men's race, we had an absolutely fantastic race as well, with 4 men hitting 1:46, with John Fitzsimons, Harry Purcell, and Roland Surlis. So that's an amazing standard. There was one chap from Ratoath, Philip Marin, who I would have known before, and Philip was in the B race. And I remember at last year's nationals, I think Philip was 4th or 5th, and I was saying, Philip's in the B race. thought he would be in the A race, but it just goes to show the standard in the A race was so high. That's the reason, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. There was some other super performances as well. All in all, though, it was an absolutely fantastic event, and I have to say, fair play to Irish Milers Club and all the people in Belfast, and especially to East Down AC, who live streamed it on YouTube, and then when the races were put up later, they're absolutely fantastic to watch. So kudos to you guys, and nobody getting paid a penny. So there you go, guys, another week gone by, another week of training done. I hope we're all getting fitter, faster and stronger, and striving towards these races that are coming, hopefully going to come thick and fast at us. You'd hope now that in a couple of weeks' time that you will have maybe a race or two under your belt and really starting to get back into the swing of things. That's my hope. We have to be positive. We have to try and do the right thing as well at the same time. But it's a balancing act. Same with training, trying to get the balance right. Thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. I get some really nice messages with people saying they really like what they're seeing. If you're a regular watching and you're not subscribed, I really appreciate it if you could subscribe. When people subscribe to the channel, it drives the channel in the YouTube algorithm, where it'll push the videos to more people. So that's really good. But Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thanks very much. Take care, and we'll see you soon.